Today on Reddit gossip, the details of my wife's infidelity haunt me. Can I reconcile? Have you had a similar experience? Share your best anecdotes and opinions below in the comments. Also subscribe and hit the bell to keep up to date with new stories. Let's get started. My wife and I have been married for 7 years, together for 10. I am 37, she is 32, and our marriage has been amazing up until recently. We get into the occasional disagreements like every couple, but for the most part it has been loving, fulfilling and happy for both of us. While not as frequently as before, we still share an active and healthy sex life as well. She is truly my goddess, beautiful, smart, funny, etc., and I take great pride in the lifestyle that I provide for us. While I work anywhere from 40 to 60 hours per week, she is a part-time professor at a community college as well as a yoga instructor, her passion. 4 months ago, I was rocked when I curiously peeked through her email. There was an exchange with a male name I didn't recognize. I opened the thread to find that this man was emailing my wife sex tapes of their affair while they shared sexually explicit banter. A rush of emotions came over me, but fortunately I had hours to compose from the rage and formulate a plan before she got home. I felt as though I was blindsided. I could not stop watching the 2 videos and could not fathom that the life I had worked so hard to build with her could be taken from me. I packed a preparing to confront her and then leave for the night in order to sort things out on my own. I dropped the bombshell on her and she immediately started crying and sobbing in front of me, admitting the fact and apologizing deeply. I got upset, told her I would find another place to stay. Her crying went into hysteria. She was begging and pleading for me to stay. She called nonstop during the time I stayed at my brother's, leaving messages saying that she loved me and it was the biggest mistake of her life. After 2 weeks I missed her, so I went home to reconcile. I kept asking her how she could do this to me, and each time she replied with "I don't know" or "it just happened." I found out that Hugh was a 27-year-old professor at the college and began working in my wife's department months prior. I told her my trust would have to be earned back, but she had already come up with a plan to earn my trust back, including cutting the guy and changing jobs, allowing me to track her phone and car, giving me access to her email accounts, submitting to an STD test, and going to therapy. I could feel the deep remorse and her desire to reconcile. Since, she has been grateful for the opportunity one have given her, held up her end 100%, and generally been a very pleasant and loving person to be around. But if only the trust could fix the damage. Even with all this relationship progress, I cannot fight the constant pain and torment that comes from thinking of the details of her affair. The memory of the videos is burned into my brain, and feelings of pain, humiliation, and embarrassment overcome me. This has led to stalled progress, as I have harbored much resentment for my wife because of it. Their relationships was completely unprotected, and he was well endowed. She did things with this man that we, as a married couple, have never done, like wearing different lingerie and enthusiastically performing oral on him. It feels like a chore when she does it for me. What really hurts is that she had relationships with him and swallowed his milk more than once. Those were 2 things I asked her if she was willing to try in our relationship, and she was always loath to refer to them as disgusting or degrading. But words cannot describe how much she degraded herself in this video. It makes me sick to imagine the disgusting things he did, like licking her body or giving her oral directly. But worst of all, she seemed more enthusiastic about a lot than she ever has about our sex life in 10 years. I have asked her why she would do such things and how she could do things with him that she refused with me. Her answer is always "I don't know." I am constantly being ripped apart seeking an answer to his question. Needless to say, my self-esteem is shot. I saw with my own eyes that this man turned her on more than I have, and she had a much stronger desire to please him. This has caused us to have intimacy problems ever since. Since her answer is "I don't know," it is always running through my mind that it was because my cucumber was too small, that I'm too weak, or that I was an inadequate lover. These thoughts and feelings are causing so much emotional turmoil and built-up resentment towards my wife. She is putting in such a strong effort, but my feelings don't seem to go away or lose intensity. I would like to know if anyone else has dealt with such a problem. Is it fair to myself or my wife to keep trying to work it out? Any help would be much appreciated, as I feel like I am at my wit's end. Have you had a similar experience? Share your best anecdotes and opinions below in the comments. Also subscribe and hit the bell to keep up to date with new stories. Let's get started. Comments. 1. I don't know. That sentence is the reason why your reconciliation will fail and why your insecurities will grow further and further. I don't know is not an answer to a question. It is the attempt to evade that answer because she is afraid to say out loud that she wanted to impress her lover in a way she never wanted to impress you. She is afraid to tell you that she was afraid that he would lose interest in her if she wouldn't do that for him, and so she readily and happily did that. She is not ready to tell you that she took you for granted and never had a desire to do that with you because she just wasn't interested in doing that with you. She was always interested in these kinds of sex acts, but just not with you. I don't know is her way to tell you that she is not interested, to tell you that she doesn't know that answer right now, but that she will sit down, think about it, and answer it to you tomorrow. I don't know is the lie she wants to keep on telling you forever. I don't know is her showing you that she is nowhere near ready to reconcile with you or to be the woman that you need right now. I don't know is her attempt to avoid the difficult topics. I don't know is nothing more but another step away from you. She knows, she is just not ready or will to tell you that her lover meant something to her that you never did. 2. Something I need to add here, this is not about you or that she doesn't desire you. This is purely about the thrill and rush that comes with cheating on her partner, which she enjoyed. That is a kind of feeling that a person can never experience in a marriage, no matter how well endowed you are or if you have a six-pack, because in a marriage the taboo aspect is not there, but with cheating it is. Affair relationships can never be compared to normal relationships, that's the sad truth, and your wife knows it because she has experienced it. Her lover could have had a micro cucumber and only last 30 seconds in bed, and it would have still been the most thrilling experience for her where she would have allowed him anything. It was never about the guy, it was always about her and about cheating on you. Note here that she made the decision to betray and deceive you before she had seen him without clothes and before she knew his cucumber size, which shows that her deception was never about his size but only about the desire to deceive you. First came the decision to cheat on you and then she had relationships with him, not the other way around. I am very sorry that you are in this position. 3. Exactly. Her I don't knows also means, I don't care enough to tell you. One of the steps for recovering a relationship from infidelity is that we must truthfully answer any questions our partner has. How long was she with him? I imagine she must have been seeing him for some time. I imagine that being that they were having relations and were videotaping each other. Sure hope he didn't use the school's email to send her those videos. They would probably both get fired. My suggestion would be to move on with your life. Get a divorce and get some therapy. I think the visual of seeing all that you saw your wife do may affect your future relationships. Heal yourself first. Obviously, you thought you had a great relationship. For her to risk what she has with you is a reflection of how she felt about your relationship. Best of luck. 4. That's hard, man. But you have to be honest with yourself. She probably did all these things with him because she's into him. You're just her stable man who provides good for her, you put her on a pedestal, but she's not really into you. That's hard to realize, but find out what you want. She wanted it all, the safe and stable home and the passionate lover on the other hand. 5. Man, you broke my heart. I'm wondering how many years this wound will take to heal. If you stay with her, those images will remain as long as you see her. You won't be able to be intimate with your wife again without the intrusions of those images. You will also have to accept sharing your life from now on with someone who betrayed you behind your back, lied to you, and whom you can no longer trust. Let her go. Turn your back and move on. Practice zero contact until the pain subsides. There are women out there who can provide you with love and respect you deserve. Good luck, man. 6. I don't think you can reconcile. She wanted her cake and ate it too for months, and worse, documented her wild ride fantasy with her lover. She did not have any second thoughts when she was being raw-dogged and treated like a piece of meat, but did everything in her power to please her lover. She did not confess or come clean. You caught her with evidence that she cannot deny. She is not sorry she betrayed you in the worst way, she is sorry that she got caught red-handed with undeniable proof. Her saying I don't know is her minimizing her deed, forcing you to rug sweep and accept her as is. She is doing all these things cause she knows the lover wants just her meat, and you are her safety net and provider. I would talk to her and throw her out on the street. I hope you don't have children. Have you had a similar experience? Share your best anecdotes and opinions below in the comments. Also subscribe and hit the bell to keep up to date with new stories. Let's get started.